Hey everybody, it's Pz3 here, and I'm playing World of Tanks. As you can see, I'm in my Pz3 Ausf A, I think it's called. I don't know what the bloody hell it's called, but it's not the Pz3, it's the other one. It's the light version. Now this is going to be an interesting little round because I'm playing up against people that are in a lot better tanks than I am. I am a light tank, everyone else is really medium, and there are a couple of other lights which are better than mine. This one's a very underrated tank, I think. It's got a quarter decent armour, but its gun's quite accurate and it's quite good at penetrating the armour. So, let us stop right here, shall we? On this map, you've got to really think about where you're going to position your tank. So for me, as a light tank, and a light tank in general, I'm looking to try and get behind the enemy to scout and kill the artillery. That is the point of what a light tank is supposed to do. In a battle like this though, when there are so many scout tanks, your role is kind of different. You have to then kind of make the decision whether or not you want to scout or whether you want to go into a battle. Here we have the field. This field here is a very open area. Okay, it's a really open area that is used not so much by many tanks. As you can see, a lot of the tanks are going to head towards the town because of the cover and the various bits and pieces. Only a select few will move into this field. I seem to always like to go field. There's something about being in the field that just makes this map for me more tolerable. Now, this situation that I'm in, you can see that we got the same tank I'm in there, Pz3A. You've got a T82 tank destroyer and a T2 light. These tanks shouldn't be too difficult for me to try and hit. I'm going to focus on my tank though, because it's got the most health and it's probably the most dangerous because I know what the Pz3A can do. So that's what I'm going to do first. Right, let's get back in. So I'm going to do my best to hit this tank as many times as possible. I miss a couple of times, but I get some quite decent hits. Now, let me just give you an idea of what the penetration of this gun is. 60, so 60 millimeters worth of damage it can penetrate, and 70 points of damage it can do. So I'm going to hit this a few times, and I'm going to do some damage on it, and eventually I will get the kill. Now, I've decided to focus on the Hetzer here because of its position to me. Its position is side on, which means any hit on the side here will allow me to either track him or get a decent hit. The only problem is he's moving, and my gun is only accurate when I let it go to its full accuracy level, which I don't. And you'll see that I don't. Because I want to basically quick shoot. Now, when the Matilda comes into play here, it disappears for a second, but it does come back eventually. My focus now will turn to the M8A1. Now, this is a very weak armoured tank destroyer. It's sitting in a position with its side facing me, and it's facing that direction because it's trying to focus on the Pz1C that's coming in. The Hetzer and the Matilda are down in this location here. They will eventually get spotted, and I'll have a nice fun time trying to penetrate the Matilda armour. But for now, my focus is on the M8A1. Now I focus back to the Hetzer because it turns its back onto me. The M8A1 disappears, and now I'm going to focus back onto the Pz2G, then back to the Hetzer. Because the reason why I'm focusing on the Hetzer here is because it's basically showing me its ass. And when it shows you your ass, you don't hesitate by doing anything else. You move to try and engage. Now I'm going to move back to the Matilda. I'm going to do no damage to the Matilda whatsoever because its armour is too good for this gun. And I am penetrating. I'm even switching to HE rounds, and I'm being very inaccurate. I fire like 20 rounds at this Matilda, and I miss a lot of them. I mean, it's not even moving. I let my accuracy go the full there, and I still miss. And I miss again. And I still miss. The gun is it's not 100% accurate, but it's not a bad close combat weapon actually, because you've got a high rate of fire. Right, so let me just give you what is going on. We are winning. We are winning very convincingly. I've got 2 nice kills. We've got a nice little bunch of tanks here. Some of them are going to split off into the town, and some of them are going to move in this direction here and try and engage the arty, which is sitting in this location over here. The M3 Lee is also going to move in this direction. It's probably heading into town. It might flank around the side. We've got our arty over here that are lobbing shells into the town, doing some decent work. This B67 capped SU-26 is probably one of the best players that I've ever seen. He's a fantastic player, and I wish I could play with him more often, because he basically, when I've been in a map with him, we've won. Just as simple as that. So we're going to keep pushing around the back here, because that is my job in this game. I want to push around the side. I know, because I'm a little bit of a cheater, and the map tells me that there's a medium 3 somewhere and a Marder 2 somewhere. So I know that they're going to be in this location around here. They may not even be there. That's the thing. I'm thinking they might. So let's push forward and see what we find. I may get lucky and spot some RT as well. And there we go. I spot 2 pieces of artillery. I'm going to focus on the artillery first. 2 shots takes it down, and then I've got the Marder 2 here, which is one of my favourite tanks. But I'm going to focus on its. Let me just tell you the reason why I'm focusing on a certain area of this tank. This area here of this tank, it's a side on to me, so I'm going to penetrate no matter where I hit it, but I'm going to focus on this area here, because the ammunition is stored in here and all the good stuff, and it's really weak armor, so that's the reason why I'm focusing there. Then I get a front, even with the front armor, it doesn't matter. Now the T57 here gets 2 or 3 really good shots off of me. And I'm very lucky not to die. But unfortunately, he's produced his front to me, and I get 1 or 2 good shots off on him, and I get the kill. Unfortunately for me, though, I do get shot again. My radio man's down, and now I've got to think about this. Now I'm at this point here. Let me zoom in. At this point here, I am in a little bit of a situation. This M3 Lee armor, which is roughly in that position, it's coming up over here and it's going to come around, is like the Matilda. I'm not going to be able to penetrate this. Maybe from the back, maybe from the sides, but definitely not from the front. I've got to steer clear of this M3 Lee. What I hope to do then is to, let me zoom out again, is to do this. I'm going to move in this direction here and go around and see if I can engage the T80 or the medium 3 there, because I know for a fact that I'll be able to penetrate them. So I'm going to move on the fly. I'm going to shoot a couple of times, give him something to think about, but I'm going to avoid any kind of contact with this guy, because I know for a fact that maybe 1 shot, even definitely 2 shots, he will kill me. So I'm going to allow my friend the M3 Lee in here to do some damage to these 2 tanks. Unfortunately for him, he's going to go for medium 3. I'm going to go for the T80. Now I'm at 5 kills, hoping for a top gun. I really do get the Top Gun. I'm very pleased with getting the Top Gun. It's not every day that you get a Top Gun in these kind of lower tier tanks, because there's so many lower tier tanks trying to battle. I'm going to go left here thinking that he's going right, the M3 Lee. He doesn't. He basically focuses on me, which is unfortunately his downfall. Now his downfall is met with nice news. He'll focus on me because he thinks he can get the kill. He misses 2 shots. The M3 Lee behind him kills him. That is the deal of this game. What you have to do, especially for light tanks, is to move around, maneuver a lot as much as possible. If you've got cover, then use it to your best of your ability. Remember, if there are artillery, make sure your cover is tall enough to cover your entire tank. If it's not, then you need to keep moving. It's very difficult to move and fire at the same time, so you're going to have to work out a way that's best for you in regards to maneuvering and shooting. Sometimes shooting on the fly does work, sometimes it doesn't. You have to be quite lucky. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this video because it's quite a good replay. It's got some decent action in it, and it's got some decent pointers that I needed to share with you. So I hope you enjoyed it.